Welcome to West Pacific Watch, your trusted source for hard-hitting defense analysis, strategic foresight, and the evolving balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. A massive gray hull glides slowly into Manila Bay. The sea is calm. Tugboats flank the vessel like attendants guiding a king into his court. Dock workers pause, sailors stand at attention. Cameras click. Towering above the pier is INS Shakti, a frontline Indian Navy replenishment and logistics warship. At over 175 meters long, it is not a destroyer, not a carrier, not a missile cruiser, yet its presence carries immense weight. Its silhouette casts a long shadow across the harbor. Silent, majestic, deliberate. This is not just a goodwill port visit. This is a signal that something fundamental is shifting beneath the waves of Indo-Pacific geopolitics. Standing on the deck, under the harsh tropical sun, armed forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff General Romeo Brawner Jr. faces the press. The microphones are close, the words are measured. Then he says it. We are, in fact, ordering more equipment and weapon systems from India. One sentence. But that single sentence may have just redrawn the future map of Philippine air power and maritime defense. Today on West Pacific Watch, we dive deep into what this means. We examine the growing India-Philippines defense relationship, the strategic implications for the West Philippine Sea, and the game-changing potential of India's next-generation Tejas Mk2 fighter jet. Is this the affordable, powerful, politically flexible alternative the Philippines has been waiting for? Stay with us until the end. For decades, Philippine defense procurement followed a familiar pattern. The United States, Europe. Occasionally South Korea, sometimes Israel. India, rarely mentioned, almost never considered. Not because India lacked capability, but because it was quietly focused inward, building its own industrial base, modernizing its forces, and learning from decades of underinvestment and operational gaps. That began to change in January 2022, quietly, deliberately. That month, the Philippines signed a landmark contract worth 18.9 billion pesos, approximately $337 million USD, to acquire 3 BrahMos supersonic anti-ship missile batteries from BrahMos Aerospace, a joint venture between India and Russia. This was not just another weapons purchase. It was India's first major defense export to Southeast Asia. And for the Philippines, it was a wake-up call, a realization that high-end weapons do not have to come from the West. Capability does not always mean unaffordable. Strategic autonomy can be built through diversification. The BrahMos deal sent shockwaves through regional defense circles. China noticed, Washington noticed, Tokyo noticed. Because for the first time, Manila had chosen a non-Western, non-aligned, yet highly capable partner to anchor a key element of its territorial defense. By 2022, the strategic environment had changed dramatically. China's presence in the West Philippine Sea had become more persistent, more coercive, more militarized water cannon incidents. Laser targeting, dangerous maneuvers, gray zone pressure day after day. The Philippines faced a stark reality. It needed systems that were rapidly deliverable, politically reliable, locally supportable, cost-effective, combat credible. India fit that profile almost perfectly. Indian defense systems are battle-tested against peer adversaries, designed for austere environments, optimized for cost efficiency, free from excessive political conditionality. As General Brawner later said during the INS Shakti port visit in July 2025, Indian equipment is of high quality, but not as expensive as those from other countries. That statement matters because it reflects not marketing hype, but operational experience.
From missiles to radars, electronic warfare suites, naval platforms, and now fighter aircraft, Indian defense technology has matured rapidly.
India is no longer a developing defense producer. It is an export-ready defense power. So what exactly is this aircraft quietly entering conversations at Camp Aguinaldo, the Tejas Mk2? Developed by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, the Tejas Mk2 is India's answer to a modern, affordable, multi-role fighter designed for the realities of 21st century conflict. This is not a prototype curiosity. This is a 4.5 generation multi-role fighter designed to replace MiG-29s, Mirage 2000s, older legacy platforms, core capabilities, advanced AESA radar, beyond visual range, BVR, missile capability, modern electronic warfare suite, mid-air refueling, network-centric warfare compatibility, GE F414 engine producing over 98 kN of thrust. The Mk2 is larger, more powerful, and significantly more capable than the Tejas Mk1A. It is designed for air superiority, maritime strike, precision ground attack, interception, joint operations. In short, exactly the type of aircraft the Philippine Air Force needs under Horizon 3. For years, the Philippines has pursued a multirole fighter MRF program. Two finalists emerged: F-16, Block 70, Saab Gripen. Both are excellent aircraft. Both are proven, both come with problems. The cost problem. Full F-16 package estimates, 2.7 billion USD. Includes aircraft, weapons, logistics, training, infrastructure. For a country with competing defense priorities, this is massive. The political problem. Western platforms come with export approvals, potential future restrictions, maintenance and sustainment dependencies. By contrast, India has openly signaled willingness for favorable financing, openness to technology transfer, flexibility in local training and support, no alliance coercion. The price comparison: Tejas Mk2, 60-70 million per aircraft. F-16. Block 70, $100+ million per aircraft, fully loaded. A squadron of 12 Tejas Mk2s, estimated cost, $850 million USD. Savings, P25 30 billion pesos compared to Western options. That difference alone could fund additional radars, air defense systems, maritime patrol assets, base hardening. This is where the Tejas Mk2 becomes truly interesting. With a combat radius exceeding 1,000 kilometers, the aircraft could patrol the Kalayaan Island group, intercept intruding aircraft, escort maritime patrol assets, conduct precision strikes. Paired with BrahMos coastal batteries, the Philippines could create something it has never had before: a networked maritime strike architecture. Air-launched precision weapons, land-based supersonic missiles, shared targeting data. This is not symbolic defense. This is real deterrence. Scenario A. Initial squadron, 612 Tejas Mk2 aircraft. Delivery from 2027 onward. Full training, simulators, weapons package. Scenario B. Transitional upgrade, Indian avionics and missile integration. FA-50 modernization, stepping stone to Mk2 adoption scenario. C. BrahMos air integration, future air-launched BrahMos capability. Long-range maritime strike from Luzon, strategic reach into contested waters. Each scenario reinforces one message: the Philippines is no longer constrained to one supplier, one doctrine, or one political orbit. India is not a treaty ally. It is not a military bloc leader, but it is trusted, strategically aligned, non-coercive, deeply invested in Indo-Pacific stability. For Manila, this is ideal. Diversification does not weaken alliances. It strengthens sovereignty. The presence of INS Shakti in Manila was symbolic. General Bronner's words were deliberate. India is no longer knocking at the door. It has been invited in. Whether or not the Tejas Mk2 becomes the aircraft that finally breaks the Philippine MRF deadlock remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the Philippines is thinking differently now. More independently, more strategically, more confidently. This is not just about aircraft. It is about choice. It is about affordability without compromise. It is about defending sovereignty with partners who offer solutions, not conditions. And in the uncertain waters of the West Philippine Sea, that may be the most powerful capability of all. If you found this analysis insightful, like, subscribe, and enable notifications for more deep dive defense content. Only here on West Pacific Watch. No serious defense decision comes without controversy. And the Tejas Mk2, despite its promise, is no exception. Critics, both domestic and foreign, raise legitimate questions. Is the aircraft fully mature? Can India deliver on schedule? Will logistics and sustainment be reliable? Does it truly match Western fighters in combat effectiveness? These are not propaganda questions. They are the exact questions responsible defense planners must ask. India's defense industry, for all its rapid progress, has struggled in the past with delays, bureaucratic inertia, over-ambitious timelines. The Tejas Mk2, while significantly more advanced than earlier iterations, is still entering service. But here's the critical distinction. The Philippines is not buying hype. It is buying trajectory. The same trajectory that transformed South Korea from a license assembler into a global defense exporter, Turkey from an importer into a drone superpower, India from a buyer into a supplier. Every modern defense industry has a learning curve. India is now on the right side of that curve. In real-world conflict, aircraft availability matters more than brochure performance. And this is where Indian design philosophy becomes especially relevant to the Philippines. The Tejas Mk2 was built with modular components, line-replaceable units, simplified maintenance cycles, high sortie generation rates. Unlike some Western fighters that require overseas depot-level maintenance, contractor-heavy sustainment, long supply chains, the Tejas Mk2 is designed to operate from dispersed bases, semi-hardened airfields, tropical and maritime environments. This aligns perfectly with Philippine realities. In a crisis scenario, the ability to repair locally, sustain independently, fly more sorties per day, may matter far more than marginal performance differences. Aircraft do not fight wars, people do. India's proposal, formal or informal, extends beyond hardware. It includes pilot training pipelines, simulator systems, maintenance crew education, doctrine exchange, joint exercises. India operates a diverse fleet, Russian, Western, indigenous. That experience makes it uniquely qualified to help the Philippines integrate mixed origin systems. For the Philippine Air Force, this is invaluable. It means faster transition timelines, reduced dependency on foreign contractors, long-term institutional competence. In effect, India is not just offering jets, it is offering capacity building. Another underappreciated factor, base survivability. Western Pacific conflict scenarios consistently show one truth: fixed air bases are prime targets. The Tejas Mk2's relatively smaller footprint, maintenance simplicity, and compatibility with dispersed operations allow for highway strip operations, rapid base hopping, and decentralized basing concepts. For the Philippines, an archipelagic nation with dozens of potential forward locations, this is a strategic multiplier. It complicates adversary planning, and deterrence thrives on uncertainty. Beijing is watching closely, not with panic, but with calculation. China understands that the Philippines acquiring supersonic coastal missiles, modern multirole fighters, and networked strike capabilities changes the cost-benefit equation in the West Philippine Sea. This is not escalation, this is denial. The Tejas Mk2 does not threaten the Chinese mainland. It threatens coercion without consequence, and that is precisely why it matters. Contrary to alarmist narratives, diversification does not equal abandonment. The United States benefits when allies are stronger, are more self-reliant, and can hold ground independently. A Philippines with BrahMos missiles, modern fighters, and credible maritime strike is a net security provider, not a liability. India's growing role complements, not replaces, existing alliances. This is not about choosing sides. It is about expanding options. For decades, Philippine defense planning was reactive. Now it is becoming strategic. The potential adoption of Indian system signals confidence, maturity, and strategic clarity. It says, we will choose what works for us. That is the mark of a sovereign defense policy. History rarely announces itself loudly. Sometimes it arrives quietly. On the deck of a visiting ship, in a single sentence from a general, in a procurement decision few are watching. INS Shakti's visit was not ceremonial, it was symbolic. A signal that the Indo-Pacific's balance is evolving, not through confrontation, but through capability and choice. Whether the Tejas Mk2 ultimately flies under the Philippine flag or not, the message is already clear. The Philippines is no longer waiting. It is shaping its future on its terms. This is West Pacific Watch, and this is how power really changes hands. Not overnight, but one deliberate decision at a time. If you want deeper analysis, realistic defense breakdowns, and no-nonsense strategic insight, subscribe, like, and stay alert. Because in the West Pacific, what happens next will define the decade.